Hi everybody, this is a video about the map The Skull Collector. It's not really so much a commentary about the map itself. I'm not going to be doing a speed run or anything like that. All I'm going to be doing in this video is making a build for this with automated markets, something that I touched on in my build ratio tool. For those who aren't aware of this tool, I'll provide a link to it in the video description. I have two videos on it. The second video is quite long, but it shows all the features available, so in order to get up to speed you have to watch those if you want to learn how to use it. But basically, I'll get back to this in a moment. For right now, I want to just show a pre-build for this. With this map, the gold is really far away. I guess technically this is the closest, but when you want to go for the iron, which you want to, because at least I did, I wanted to make crossbowmen. Because with this map, they attack you quite often. They will attack you around 56 minutes or so with one or two groups of horsemen from over here. So you have to have just a few pikes, but then around an hour and a half you start to get attacked by like 100 troop wave here, and then soon after, maybe 20 to 25 minutes later, you get attacked here by a very big wave, basically barbarians, lancers, bowmen, vagabonds, and a scout. So obviously I have to at least get access to one iron mountain so that I can build the iron smithy. The primary automated market trades that I want to make in this map, which is what most people would probably do, is to trade skins for iron ore and wooden shields for coal. Wooden shields for coal is actually a very good trade because it's 1-to-1, and the armory workshop, I call it the wood armor workshop, runs every 39.8 seconds, whereas a coal mine runs every 45.2. So it runs faster, and technically with the trade will produce the same amount of thing. If we take into account the time it takes the serf to transport the wooden shield to the market, then maybe they're roughly the same, or this is just a little bit less but not very much at all. And so because of that, this is a good choice for coal. And if you look at the market trade sheet, which I can provide in the video description, in the latest remake version and also my latest mod, some of the trade values have changed. This sums it up right here, what was changed. But anyway, if you compare all the trades on here, skins to iron ore is pretty good. If you want to trade anything else for iron ore, it's a complete ripoff. And it would be a ripoff with the swine farm too, but the swine farm or pig farm, whatever you want to call it, will produce pigs and skins, obviously, but each of them are very valuable. And so because it produces double, you can think of that building as the main economic building when you want to do trades like this for automated markets. With a map like this, when you have a nice build location like this where it's a lot of space, there's a lot of possibilities, and that drives me nuts. But with any map, I preferably want to make a pre-build. So in the map editor, just make a copy of the map and then just go ahead and place buildings. One thing that really helps me is to show tiles grid and then show flat terrain, so it gets things in perspective. It may not look like this during the game itself, not until at least you flatten the land and all, but this makes it easier on the eyes when you're staring at something like this. Another thing is, like with those woodcutters, I thought that it was a good place to put this woodcutters. How do I know that? You click on the woodcutter building, you click this, and then you say show mining radius. Now you probably don't want to leave show mining radius on forever because it consumes RAM or CPU usage, one or the other, I forgot which one. But anyway, you can see that he can reach a lot of trees, and you can't just place it anywhere, but where I can place him between these trees, he can reach all those trees. And same for this one, and like this one down here, this one down here, and so forth. So that's really all I have to say about the mining range, but just to let you know it's there. It's called mining radius inside this menu. If you look at my town, this is just the start, but it was good through at least up to 2.5 hours. And I play this map on normal mode, but I have a farm and swine farm cluster here, one here, and one down here. Each of them have 5 farms and 3 swine farms. That's a perfect ratio, but it also depends on where your fields are and things like that. You've got to be careful. These specific farm and swine farm setups that I have that you see in this rectangular formation is very compact, and it will fully power them, as in the pig farms will never run out of corn. They will always have at least one spare corn, so they can run non-stop. And then I have 2 farms like this that will be able to feed one stable or fully supply one stable. And then down here I have a similar setup. I mean, if you look at them, it's like a copy-paste pattern. This one and this one are almost identical. This one differs a little bit. To make it easier on your eyes, these are 2 different variations that you can use. I tested these rigorously eventually with my farm efficiency script. I'll talk about farm efficiency with stuff like this and my updated farm efficiency script in a future video. But for right now, if you want to fully power a butcher's, that's what this is all about. That's why he's here. He consumes more pigs than the tannery consumes skins, so we have to look to him to define how many swine farms we need to build and how much we need to power them. But if they're all fully powered, all three of these are fully powered in either one of these setups, which they are, then it's going to fully power this butcher. You might lose 3 sausages an hour at most. It's a tiny bit less. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a tiny bit less. If you have 3 fully powered swine farms, they produce just a little bit less than what he needs. But again, it's just 3 sausages every 60 minutes of running. The difference between these two is obviously where you can connect. You can connect from the top here, but you cannot connect from the top here. You can connect from the side here, but you can't from here. So it's 2 different puzzle pieces that you can put into your town and see what works best for you, and you can make some compromises once in a while, like maybe to have a road here, and if you have extra space on the side, then you can put some farm fields here, like 3 additional here if you remove these 3. Like if you remove these, if you have space here, you put those 3 here, it's going to definitely be a little bit stronger farm efficiency than what this was originally, so you'll be on the safe side. That's really all I have to say about these. And as far as cost is concerned, from what I recollect, they don't cost any more or very much stone than the conventional way to build farms with the standard grid system. And this way the farms and swine farms are mixed, so you need fewer serfs overall. And is it feasible to build? I know people in multiplayer are debating that, and this video is not at all to prove that this is feasible to use in multiplayer. That'll be reserved for another video. But this video will be enough proof that these can be used for an intense single player map like this, where you start getting attacked at 55 minutes, okay? So it's not like a 2-hour peacetime. I didn't mark these numbers down here, but these numbers here, this just tells you the ideal order in which to build the farms, because you want to have one plant each other's fields. You don't need to build all 5 of these farms at once. So just this one first, this one second, this one third, and so forth. He has fields above him, that's why he's number 2. But then this one will be number 3, shockingly, when this one looks like it has it. But these fields down here are not as close to him as what the majority of these fields are for this one. So that's how you have to look at it. If you go to my video about farm efficiency, they have near tile radii, and that's what this numbering scheme takes into account. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in on this pre-built sum and just show you different parts of it. I'm going to first talk about the end goal, and that's to fully power these 4 buildings here, and 2 of these, and 2 of these, and partially power 1 of these and 1 of these. I'll pull out my build ratio tool right now, and that's pretty much what this is. It's 2.8 of these that will be fully powered. It doesn't make sense to say fully powered. None of them are fully powered, but they are frequently powered. And this is for the long term. As you'll see in my replay, they are running constantly, but in the end, when starting resources dwindle down, if I'm not given any more bonuses, which I was given several bonuses of different resources in this map while I was playing it, so it's pretty neat. Smearic put quite a bit of effort into this map, I can see. I'll provide a download link to it in the video description. But here, just 2.32 of these to be fully powered, just ideally, because this one works faster than him, so that's why that is. Alright, this is Microsoft Excel, so if I click this we can see the formula. This right here is cell G7, as you can see. This is a formula that says this times the ratio of the time an iron weapon smithy runs divided by the time an iron armor smithy runs. And based off of that, all I wanted to do was get 3 per minute. As you can see here, the duration is 1 minute. So we should expect to get 3 iron armor or 3 iron shields from these, all 3 of them, every minute. And accordingly 3 iron weapons every single minute. That's the end goal, but it's going to cost us 4 iron smithies even. I actually use this tool to make it so that it's 4 iron smithies even, and how much of these buildings can they fully power. That's why I said just a minute ago that all of these are going to be running constantly. That's a given, but in order to make them run constantly, we only have 2 iron mine slots here, and as you'll see in the replay, I'm going to put a third one here, but that's not going to be enough, and we're not going to rely on them. We're just going to get a boost from them in the beginning because we don't have all this built yet and running, but we are going to pretty much be independent of this and as well as the coal because we want to have automated markets, and that's what this is all about, to trade renewable resources for raw materials. I'm not talking about gold that much because even though I'm going to have a gold mine here to start it off and maybe build these later and use this coal also, this right here, just this little bit, is only going to be able to maintain this, and I didn't want to overwhelm you with also having another cluster like this to help to power metallurgist and what have you, which I will build in my replay. I don't have any shown here, but this was just a pre-build for this, and I was going to just handle the gold as I was playing the game. So anyway, I'm going to need 5.6 iron mines, and I'm going to need 11.62 coal mines, as you can see, just for the iron weapons. I want to produce lots of crossbowmen because there's barbarians and leather armor troops and vagabonds, things that are very weak to crossbowmen, and so much of them that I want to have lots of crossbowmen, and that will be the easiest way to handle this map, at least for defense. So if I go to my market sheet and I double click on this and I click this and I say okay, and we see how many swine farms I need. These need to be fully powered. That means they need to be getting corn nonstop. And as I said earlier, setups like this with the farms are going to fully power these. We need pretty much 8 swine farms. And I already had these setups available, and it's just easy, so I just copied and pasted these in. If we have a few extra resources, extra sausages for food, it's not going to hurt anything. But with this setup, we can produce more. We just would have to... We could press 9 and right click on this, then that's how many iron mines we can support if we were going to trade skins for iron ore. But the point is, we can supply this, so when I connect the markets, I don't need any. It goes to 0. Now as far as the coal mines are concerned, this is going to be a problem in the beginning because we're building and all, but you're going to need basically 11. It's going to be a little bit less than 11. 10 and a quarter armory workshops producing wooden shields to produce the amount of coal that 4 iron smithies and this amount of iron weapon and armor producing buildings required to run constantly. This is not taking into account metallurgists for gold. So we're going to need even more. But that's the idea behind this. So when I click on this, I need 0 of this and I need 0 of that. So I'm going to need 15 farms, basically 15 farms around there. It says 14, but the farm efficiency here is 72.66. It's kind of confusing if you don't really know all this stuff, but the farm efficiency of this is less, so you're going to need around 15 farms. I think this is around 71, I think, somewhere around there. So let me just, for sake of argument, but this is the standard farm efficiency that people use in other tools and things like that. That's why I have 72.66. But yeah, you see there, if I make it 71, then I need 15 farms. I'm just going to put this back to where it was. Okay, and that's how many sawmills we need, right? This tells you everything. It's a very user-friendly tool. Woodcutters, let's see. I have woodcutters on plant and fell. There's 2 options here for fell only. You would need less of them if they were to be chopping all the time because they work faster, but that's impossible. They can't be like this forever, so that's why I just have a default on plant and fell, that you're going to need that many, obviously. Okay, so back to my pre-build. I'm going to have 3 butchers. I'm going to move this butcher over here to where this woodcutter is. I'm actually going to destroy this woodcutters. This will just be here to start the build order, and I'm not going to build this one here either. But anyway, 3 butchers, and I'm going to have 3 inns, because I'm only going to be producing sausage. So when you're producing 1 food, you should have at least 2 inns. And if you have a big town like this, which I'm going to have at least up to 2.5 hours, about 115 serfs total towards the end. This market here is going to be for trading skins for iron ore because it's in the center of all of the swine farms here. And this one will be for wooden shields to coal. This market here, I'm putting it here because I'm going to make some initial trades of some of the starting resources that you're given. You're given quite a bit of certain things that you don't really need, for my strategy at least, and it really helped give a boost with starting the town. But this market is carefully placed to make those trades efficiently, and I'm going to have a road coming just like this towards the beginning so that serfs can come from the left and from the right to make the trades faster while they are supplying laborers with building supplies. I really don't have much else to say about my pre-build, but I follow it very closely, as you'll see, so without further ado, let's get to the replay. It starts off frozen. That's why I didn't really start building, but this guy, when he dies, I think you lose, and he's on auto feed, so you don't have to feed him, but I just never use him in battle. Just whenever the laborers are free, I'm going to build fields because I'm going to be making 3 clusters. I'm going for all 3. Yeah, this is just to start off, you know. Yeah, around 9 minutes, you want to have... It would be about 30 seconds earlier if this was a normal game because of the delay at the beginning, but yeah, I'm about to place a farm here. I've got... These are the 3 clusters. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna make my way up to the Iron Mountain as well. And then this is, as you can see, it's in my Siege Unit mod. I wanted to just test it. I have not played a game in my mod, an actual game, built something like this, or build at all. So I just wanted to test it, but I didn't use any advanced features that I have in my mod, or siege weapons, anything. This is vanilla play all the way. As you can see, I have a swine farm coming up because corn is getting close. I do lose some here to starvation because I started my inn too late. Let's see how many I lost. I only lost 2. I was not going to feed them, but I decided that I'm going to risk it and try to really solidify these 3 clusters of farms and swine farms. And so for the first attack, because there are going to be some horsemen, I wanted to have pikes. That's what I'm going to go for first. But I wanted to keep them. I ended up deciding to keep them to help win the fight, because they did help. See, 5 farms, and I'm going to be making a 3rd one soon. I think I'm going to put it here. Yeah, so just basic stuff. Unfortunately, these mines, I guess I built them too early, didn't have enough serfs, what have you. Yeah, I decided to go for a woodcutter here because it's a lot of trees. And I went for some up here now. But an important thing is I traded axes for trunks and also for stone. Which I didn't show it. Guess I could have. But as I needed it, I traded axes for stone because you get 3 stone from it. That's pretty good. And I don't need the axes for anything. That's why it's great. Because I don't want them. Okay, so down here it's pretty much complete. I'm going to be building armory workshops. I'm going to build a tannery here soon enough and then destroy it. Don't want to make leather armor at all. I just want to build that so that I can build the armory workshops, or wood armor smithies, as I call it, my build ratio tool. But 55 minutes is when they come to attack or something like that. So I have that in mind, and I'm going to be trading, I'm training some recruits right now, just in case. I don't need serfs at the moment. I need more, but it's enough for right now. We start with a lot of gold, but I'm down to 29 right now. I'm going to be trading, I think, because I have some pigs and stuff built up, I'm going to be trading some of it for gold. But this right here, I got a boost from the script of this map for gold ore, but I'm making my way to the gold mountain to be able to produce that gold ore with metallurgist. Yeah, here he comes, the first one. I'll be building this market pretty soon. Okay, so they should be coming, and yeah, so no ranged units to back them up. There's a script in this map which, if the buildings burn, they're gonna continue to lose hit points. But okay, here we go. I had so much. I think I might have got a bonus for iron ore too. It just, I don't know. It's so many bonuses. I know I'm playing on normal, but that's quite a bit of bonuses. I was prepared to trade for iron ore. So in short, I'm trading for coal right now because I'm a little short on coal. I have 3 coal mines up. They're not being used because I'm trading for coal right now, and I don't have that many of the buildings up that can consume it yet. Yeah, just shields for coal. I'm never going to change that, at least in this replay. But this one I'm going to be changing it every once in a while. I'm kind of short on gold. They're going to attack next at an hour and a half, and I knew that. So I need recruits right now. It's kind of really tight, but I'm getting up my buildings very quickly, and as you can see, the important thing is that I have iron ore. That's very important to have that. I've got the coal production, and that's all that matters. If you have the resources that you need, then you can throw up these buildings and process it very quickly. And that was the whole reason why I wanted to, and I emphasized, just to build these 3 clusters of farms and swine farms at the beginning. Sacrificed some serfs to starvation at the beginning, building my inn late, and delaying everything else so that I can get this started. And once I got that started, then I started to pay attention to everything else. And as you can see, I built a storehouse here that was not in my pre-build, but I was experiencing traffic problems. But it really helped that I'm going to, yeah, as you can see, the only thing I'm really focused to store is the iron ore that I'm getting from these mountains and from trade, so it's close to the iron smithies. Right now, total building count, I only have 7 armory workshops up. As we saw from earlier, I need a little bit more than 10 to fully supply. If this building was built, it's not, and this building's not built either. So in a way, it doesn't matter. I have lots of coal right now, some backed up in there, and 52 from here. I'm not sure if this was all bonus or not. I know I did trade for some here, and I have quite a bit of sausage and some pigs to spare with 3 butchers going. As you can see, I have my 3rd inn here. Actually, I guess it's say my 2nd inn. My 3rd inn is going to be, it's going to be over here somewhere. I just am going to intentionally let these 2 stores out. Well, I only have 1 storehouse right now, but here's the other one. To store stone, to keep these quarries to remove the mountains, so that I can build a little bit more around here, and I'm going to free up some space here for another cluster in the future, maybe if I were to continue this game, which I'm not. But I have another area to put another cluster here, and I mean, there's so much building space. But right now, at an hour and a half, I have 50 crossbowmen, as you can see, and yeah, it's just good to pick them off with a few mounted units on the side, but not really that much of a threat. The next attack will be from down here, and then then I'll have another attack from up here, and then that'll be the end of this replay pretty much. But right now, again, just a very strong economy. Because pig farms, they really are the center point of the economy, especially for automated market strategies. They produce double of a very large resource. Like horses, if you want to trade horses, they're very valuable too. They're a little bit more valuable than pigs and skins in some trades, but there's only one of them, so it's just not a good idea ever to trade horses for anything, except for when you're in a very dire situation. You made a very bad mistake, and that was a mistake here. I destroyed this school because I'm producing my gold here and storing it there in that storehouse. I'm going to be making a second schoolhouse over here later. But then the script gives me a boost in gold. I think it gives me like, I don't know, 50 gold or more. Then I'm going to build the schoolhouse back here, but I wasn't expecting a bonus or anything. But this is the big attack that comes from here. Yeah, it's a lot of units. I actually made this video as a request for someone else. He was playing this map and he was kind of wondering how he can build and survive all this, and I got a little attack from the horsemen there. But yeah, they keep coming. The crossbowman is very lethal for all of these units, and that's all that really matters. Still lost some because there was a lot of lancers coming, so knights against lancers is not the best choice. I could have made sword fighters. I kind of regretted that. But I have spare horses. It didn't really hurt anything. Just lost some gold. Really, I have more horses than what I need for right now. Because the stables is running constantly. It's fully powered, so it's going to make quite a bit of horses. Most people, when they build stables and swine farms, they don't fully power them, so they're just not getting as much out of them as what they could, and that's what this is all about. Getting close to the end of the replay, not that much I want to show you, or I need to show you. I'm going to be building woodcutters here and just putting them to fell only, and let's take a look at that. I have 7 right now of the armory workshops making wooden shields. I have 5 sawmills, so that's more than enough. They will on occasion get enough logs, and then on occasions they'll have nothing to do. But this is going to seal the deal, at least for right now, that they'll be busy, because I'm going to put him to fell only whenever I train him and put him in there. As you can see, it's probably about 3 increase in iron armor in this combined every single minute, and iron weapons, and that was the end goal for this, and that is possible when you are having at least, I think it was like 7 something, almost 8 pig farms, and I have 9. And because I have 9 instead of 8, then I have backup. I have extra skins that I don't need. I have pigs that I don't need. I can certainly make more iron smithies, like at least 1 more, and make a 3rd weapon smithy and things like that to start expanding this. But that's just with the clusters that I have. If I make more clusters, then I can make even more. I'm doing pretty good on gold. I have 2 storehouses that they have collectively looks like 70 gold. And I have 26 recruits in here already. So the amount of gold for the amount that I can actually train, it's more than what I can actually train right now. So it's more than enough. I have that 3rd iron mine here. Not really going to help much, not really what I'm depending on. They're out, but I have a whole bunch of, as I stored in here, I have a whole bunch of spare iron ore, and at this point I'm going to be trading skins for iron ore indefinitely. I actually stored a bunch of coal in here from these coal mines and accidentally from some trades, but I have a lot of spare coal, a lot of spare iron ore, lots of sausage, extra pigs to back it up, if not spare skins. Look at this, 56 spare skins. No, more than that, plus 56, so 70 spare skins. And every single one of my pig farms is fully powered. They all have them what they need, and all my roads are connected. As you can see, my town is, for the most part, The traffic is decent. This is not a conventional build to have clusters like this with not roads like a complete grid system. But I do have this in some places, and I made some compromises from these that they look exactly like this, but they're almost identical, and that's important, just so that this is guaranteed that they always have enough corn. Earlier in the game, I blocked the skins and pigs from being stored, so on occasion they would not run at all because they were either full of skins or full of pigs. And when they're full of either, as you know, they will not run even if they are full of corn. Of course, I'm not storing wooden shields in my barracks. So that's pretty much it. I guess I could go to the resources for those who care about this. There you go. That's what we're looking at. With this small town, just 3 early clusters of very effective farms and pig farm combinations and field placements. And I traded axes for stone and axes for trunks to get a boost with building materials in the beginning. We were given quite a bit of gold at the start of the mission, 140. But to be fair, gold was far away. I played this map on normal. What I have here should probably work for hard as well, unless it's very different. I just played this on normal because the person who requested that I show a little building tutorial for this map told me he was playing on normal, and so I just wanted to play on normal so that he could see probably similar attacks and similar bonuses and things like that to what he got. And that is pretty much it. Yeah, for those who have not seen my mod video, just take a look. It's one of my most recent uploads, and I have a playlist about it too. If you go to my channel homepage, you'll see it. But yeah, I programmed the siege units in here, and as you can see, even the menu looks different. And I made some other additions, so just go check out that video. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.